Hey guys, welcome back to the Cult Classic Cage Show, and today we have to talk about some pretty shitty news that came out today on my birthday. Unfortunately, I could say I saw it coming a mile away. I don't know if you guys remember, but I made a video about, like 3 or so months ago, basically titled something along the lines of why continue making Saints Row and Grand Theft Auto games. And basically, this is what I meant when I made that video. I knew this was going to happen. So, Jason Schreier put out an article at Bloomberg today, basically confirming two things. One, that Rockstar has been neutered. The next Grand Theft Auto, which is Grand Theft Auto 6, is going to be boring as fuck. It's going to try and be, sensitive, pretty much. We're going to be sensitive now. Because Rockstar has turned a new leaf where essentially they want to be a better development team and actually, be sensitive and caring and all that shit. So that's the first thing that's been confirmed. The second thing that's been confirmed is that, the main protagonist for Grand Theft Auto 6 will be a Latin female, so a Hispanic female. And so let's start off with the fact that the main protagonist is a Hispanic female. I am part Hispanic, I am half Puerto Rican, and I am a female, I am a tomboy. And my thoughts on this. I don't fucking want it. And a lot of people don't want to say that, but I will just outright say it. I don't fucking want it. And here's why. Oh, you hate women. You don't want women playing in video games. You don't want women to be the main protagonist in video games. Look, I'm not saying that at all. Here's the reason why I don't want it. Because the fact that they're adding a female protagonist to a Grand Theft Auto now is absolutely disingenuous. They're only doing it to virtue signal. They're only doing it to act as though they're being compassionate, and really it's all bullshit. That's why I don't want it. It's disingenuous, it's scummy. If they really wanted this, they would have done it 10-15 years ago. If they really wanted a female protagonist for a mainline Grand Theft Auto game, then Grand Theft Auto 4 or something would have a female protagonist. They wouldn't do it now when it's like a slick little virtue signal to say, hey, we're going to put a female minority as the lead character in Grand Theft Auto. Get the fuck out of here. You really never wanted to do this. It's just socially, acceptable to do this shit. So the fact that you're catering to a bunch of fucking clown-ass losers, and this goes for the fact that they're toning the game down too. Let's face it, Rockstar and 2K are doing this to appeal to clown-ass losers that don't buy their game anyway. Alright? That's just the fact of the matter. And like I said, I saw this shit coming, and it's frustrating. I'm very frustrated. I think this is going to be the second rant I post in the same day. But it is a fucking rant. Because now, Rockstar has become a bunch of bitch-made fucking losers that are gonna make a lackluster as fuck Grand Theft Auto. At least when it comes to story, characters, jokes, and all that. Basically, it's not Grand Theft Auto, it's only Grand Theft Auto in name. The fact, and honestly, at this point, I think Rockstar, you're a bunch of bigots. Because if you pick and choose who to make fun of, because, it's socially acceptable to make fun of this group, but it's not socially acceptable to make fun of that group, well, guess what? That means you're choosing which group to hold higher, which means you're a bigot. You hold a certain group or groups of people higher than you hold others. So yeah, put on your white sheets, bros. I'm just saying. Don't fucking bullshit around. Don't beat around the bush, alright? It's fucking annoying. I'm just annoyed with this bullshit already. Now, it's sad because, without a doubt, I think that the next Grand Theft Auto is going to have amazing gameplay. I think that, the little things are really gonna show in this next Grand Theft Auto. So when it comes to stuff like bullet damage or physics, I think that they're gonna push it to the next level, no doubt. But when it comes to story and character you're playing as, she's probably going to be the female protagonist is probably going to be an insufferable bitch. You're probably going to have to hear slick feminist lines that are just annoying, and mostly the game's probably just going to put people to sleep. It's not going to be as goofy as previous ones. It's not going to say things that have you like, oh shit, they really did that. No, it's going to be bullshit, and it's going to be cheap lines, and it's going to be shitty writing overall. I'm not excited. I'm really not. And it's really disappointing. Will I get the next Grand Theft Auto? I don't know. The gameplay will definitely have to be good. But to be honest with you, it just seems like another game I may not get day one. And a lot of these games make it easy for me to say that. Like, it's almost like they go out of their way to convince me not to buy their game. I don't know. It's just, it sucks. I just, and the way Jason Schreier writes this article, it's like you could tell he's this pretentious prick that hates gamers. Meanwhile, like, his entire job revolves around essentially making content for in the gaming community. But you could tell he fucking hates gamers. But he says Rockstar Games has spent the last 4 years overhauling its culture and working to become a kinder, more progressive company. But what does that actually look like? And what does it mean for the company's next game, Grand Theft Auto 6? It means it's gonna be fucking boring. And it's like he tries to use like modern day like events in order to like shape this as a good thing. No, the game is going to suffer for it. And anybody who thinks otherwise, you're foolish. I don't really know what else to say. I mean, look at Saints Row. Look at that hipster fucking garbage they're about to come out with. The difference between Volition and Rockstar is that Volition doesn't really, they don't really do well when it comes to like modernizing their games, and it shows with the new Saints Row. Like, that game doesn't have nearly as much detail in it as hell Saints Row games from a decade ago did. It's sad to say. But yeah, he also said production on Grand Theft Auto 6 has been slower than expected, largely due to the pandemic and also due to these change. Like, hold on, let me go up a little bit. Rockstar's overhaul started in 2018 when staff called out its culture of crunch, bullying, and frat house antics. The company ousted managers accused of abuse and promised to cut down on overtime. One employee calls it a boys club transformed into a real company. I mean, look, you're not supposed to do stupid shit on a job. But that doesn't mean you have to fucking also, make the game shittier. Rockstar removed transphobic jokes from the most recent release of Grand Theft Auto 5 and quickly canceled an online mode called Cops and Crooks after the George Floyd protests. So, like, you canceled that. So you're implying that George Floyd is a crook? That's really not good on you, Rockstar. You made a direct comparison between a game mode called Cops and Crooks to the incident which led to George Floyd dying. It kind of sounds like to me you're calling George Floyd a crook. I'm just saying. I mean, I think you guys should clarify on that. Like, you automatically see black man murdered in a situation involving police, and you think that the person's a crook? Yikes. That says more about you, Rockstar, just saying. Grand Theft Auto 6 will have a female Latina protagonist, the first playable woman in modern Rockstar history. Production on Grand Theft Auto 5 has been slower than expected, largely due to the pandemic, but also due to these changes as employees grow accustomed to working at this new Rockstar, but many say morale is higher than ever and the culture changes are well worth it. I mean, look, Rockstar should have a place where the actual employees conduct themselves in an acceptable manner, no doubt. But at the end of the day, you're making a game that's extremely juvenile in essence. Like, the series is extremely juvenile. They tackle all sorts of jokes, making fun of all sorts of people. The fact that you can't make fun of certain people, especially when it comes to the Alphabet Gang, but you can make fun of what? Other races or other individuals entirely. Like, nah. Nah, I think Rockstar at this point, they're a bunch of bigots, I'm just saying. But yeah, guys, I have no high hopes for this next game when it comes to at least the story. Obviously, I think this is kind of a win for Rockstar either way because I don't think they really want to care about story as much anymore. It's one of those things where they like a lot of these companies will purposely ruin like a game mode of that they don't want to make anyway so that they can justify cutting it out at some point. We all know what Rockstar really wants. They really want an always online GTA 6 online thing. That's what they want. That's all that matters to them. I don't think they really care about the story anymore, which is why they're choosing to completely bastardize it and make it a fucking extremely lackluster experience. That there's really no loss to them there because they know that millions of people will no doubt be playing GTA Online for GTA 6 if the story doesn't pan out. So either way, they win. And either way, we get fucked over as usual. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this situation. Do you think that the next GTA 6 is doomed? Or do you still have hope? When you play Grand Theft Auto, do you play it for the gameplay? Is the story important to you? It's kind of interesting, especially since GTA Online is such a big deal. Like, what is important to you when it comes to Grand Theft Auto games? For me personally, I do want to like the story. I do want to get into it. I'm not really into GTA Online personally. I tried it a few times and it just never really caught on to me. To be honest, I like Red Dead Online more. It's just that I don't really like playing games that are representative of our modern life. I just think that modern times are super fucking boring. So unless you're doing something that takes place in like the 80s or the 70s or even the 60s or something, or like going back to a whole different time period in general, like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I played Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I really like that. I just started playing through Assassin's Creed Origin, and that takes place during ancient Egyptian times. I like that. I want to play in different time periods, not my current time period, because I think my current time period is the most fucking insufferable point in human history. That's personally how I feel about it. But anyways, guys, if you can, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Twitch. I will have a link in the description below. And with all that being said, guys, I'm out. Peace.